Hi everyone, welcome to Modern Moves Dance. I'm Coco Loop and this is Michael Boyko.
Hello, Coco.
Hi. Today you might notice that we're in a different space, and it's because we're on spring break from where I teach and we're home for the week. So I figured, since a lot of you may not have studios to actually do your practice in, and you might be doing these videos, these lessons at home, what a great way to kind of inhabit one of these spaces, my own little office here at home, and enjoy a nice moving session. So today what I wanted to do was just show you a simple warm-up that you can do pretty much before any lesson in our video series, or just as a general kind of connection exercise, maybe each morning or afternoon, whatever your day is like. So before you start any kind of movement practice, especially something that's going to be quite vigorous, it's good to warm up, right? So I tend to just do a small little follow along with myself. I just make it up as I go. And that's what we're going to do today. So Michael, I think it'll be just a one, dum, 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 dum. And I'll back up a little bit. So you can just start to bend the knees and step side to side, right? Activating the inner thighs, and just let the arms be loose. And you'll see right here, this is Gertie. This is our little dog. Say hi, Gertie. And let's bend the knees a little deeper so we take some weight into the quadriceps. Good. And now we can actually start to suspend the weight over one foot. So we get a little undercurve. Good. And you can actually let the arms start to sway. Starting to open up the armpits. You can even take the head looking side, so you start to get a little spiral in the upper body. And you notice I'm kind of pushing up at the end. So down, up, down, up, down, up. And the arms are making this infinity sign, this figure 8. Now let's reach over the top. And I'm pushing through the foot. Keep reaching over the top. So I'm almost tapping my big toe on the ground. So I start to warm up the calf muscle, the ankle. And now you can just reach across the body, like you're brushing a tabletop. Again, be loose in the head and the shoulders, but keeping that pulse going in the lower body, warming up the glutes and the hamstrings. Now, let's just come back to the center with a tiny little jog. You can shake everything out. If you were starting to feel tension, shaking the head, letting the pelvis release. Now, let's take a wide stance, bending the knees again, and the arms will go out in front of you, right? And let's flex the wrists and then bring them up into a little fist and push out. You can push up quite high too, pulling the spine out of compression, and then pull down into little fists and flex back out. And you're in a wide, like almost horse stance, pulling into fists and pushing up and pulling down. There we go. So push out, flex down, really stretching the palms, making a fist, pushing up, stretching the legs, and then pulling down. Now from here, pull one heel up to the tail, and you're just gonna pull the elbows back like wings. I'll turn to the side so you can see I'm just kicking my buttock with my heel, pulling my belly button into the spine. This might feel a little bit like aerobics, but it really does get the heart rate up, and it starts to warm up a whole bunch of stabilizing muscles in the body. Just a few more of these. Good. And then let's pull the knee up. So we start to look at deep hip flexion. And you can start to shape the foot like a spoon pointing down at the floor. And now we can bring the knee out to the side of the body. Nice smooth weight shift. So not only are we getting like the muscles warm, but we're talking to our body about being on one leg as opposed to two legs. So there's a little balance here. Let's see if we can balance. Let's hold one of these. All right. Let's switch to the other side. This feels nice and calm. You can roll the foot around. Let's do another one. Now let's just move the knee around while we're standing on one leg. Other side. You can move the arms around, test how stable you are. Good. Let's take the shoulders back. Turning the head side to side. Now one at a time. Just get a nice rolling pin action going in the shoulders. Good. And you can start to feel the ribs swimming side to side, getting the abdominal wall involved. And let's bring it down to the hips. You can start to swim the pelvis around in figure eights or circles. Let's try that again. Let's go shoulders for 4. And here comes the ribs for 4. And then the pelvis for 4. Any which way you want to go. 4 more in the pelvis. One more time with the shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ribs go side. You can even kind of move them in a circle if you want to. Down to the pelvis, side to side or front with a circle. Nice. Now, a step cross. So we're bringing the foot in front of the standing leg. So a nice little cross in front. We have a nice plie, a softening in the knees, so I'm not bobbing up and down. And now cross back. So we're telling the brain, we're telling the body, it's okay to cross my center line. I'll turn to the side so you can see, and then I'll turn to the back. All right. And you can let the arms paper clip around the torso. I'll come around and meet you facing again. So last thing, cross in front, cross in back, turning, cross in front. Very nice. Now turning as you touch back. Jog it out. Shake out the head, loosen the jaw, let the shoulders kind of bounce around, and the hips and the tailbone kind of pop, pop. All right, deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep the weight moving side to side. So you just take the weight left to right. So I hope that got your heart rate up a little bit, got some blood flowing into the joints and the muscle bellies. Also kind of lit up your brain a little bit. About your awareness of where your weight is in space. And let's just take a general stretch. So wide stance. I'm going to turn to the side so you can kind of see what's going on. Bend the knees and take the hands on the tops of the thighs. We're just going to move the head and the tail toward each other and curve the spine out, and then reverse that. So this is just commonly known as cat and cow. So here's the cat, and inhale, exhale. So here's the exhale, and an inhale, and an exhale, and an inhale. Good. Coming up through the legs. You can use your thighs as a support, but just hinge forward, head and tail on a nice long line, supported by the strength of the hamstrings until you can get your hands on the floor. You can widen your stance if you like, and then just lower the belly toward the thighs. So a nice general hamstring stretch. You can shift left to right if you want to, and then go into equal stretch on both legs. Make sure you release any tension in the neck. Hey, Gertie. Hi, baby. She loves it when I get close to the floor. And then walk your hands over to one leg. I'll go away from you. You can go to whatever leg you like. I'll turn to the side so you can see this. You might have to shift around in your room too. So my front knee is over my front ankle, and I'm just gonna lower my back knee down. Now, depending on the surface that you are on, I'm on a carpet, so it's pretty comfortable. But if you're on a harder surface, you might want to put a towel under your knee or just keep the knee up, stretching the back hip flexors. Now we'll just move across to the other side, set up the same alignment principles. Front knee over the front ankle, hips and shoulders square to the front, and just letting the pubic bone slide forward as the shoulders float up and back. Okay, and release that. You can come back to center, put your hands on your thighs again, and roll up very slowly through the spine. One last little stretch. We'll take one arm over the top. We want our shoulders and our hips to be flat, right, and stacked on top of each other so we don't curve forward like this. Really opening up the attachment of the latissimus dorsi, the obliques, the quadratus lumborum. Let's go the other way. Make sure you're taking nice, deep, full breaths. You can reach down with the other hand if you like toward the floor. Keeping that belly button stable underneath you. Coming up. All right. One last deep breath. And an exhale. All right. And now with doing that, you should be ready to progress to any video really in the series, wherever you want to drop in and start. That should prepare you quite nicely to start doing some larger body movements. And more complex sequencing. So thank you very much for joining us today. I really enjoyed that in our little home space. Michael, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.